Davos Man, and I wrote this in the book, equals shrinking public budgets, equals fight over resources, equals what you intimated, racism, attacks against immigrants, attacks against other, discontent in society. So many things traced back up to Davos Man. What is the culpability? And so, and what is there, we're here at the Carnegie Council for Ethics in International Affairs.
Right.
How do we even get to talk about ethics in this picture? Where is the ethics in this picture?
Well, we should be careful with the treatment of ethics because, one of the things that I get into deeply in the book is this concept of stakeholder capitalism that's now championed by people like Mark Benioff and Larry Fink and the founder of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab. This idea that Milton Friedmanism is behind us. Companies are no longer organized to just maximize profits and return those profits to shareholders. Now they're catering to stakeholders. That's a big word with Davos Man. Stakeholders like labor, never labor unions, but labor, local communities, the environment. Oh, the environment is a stakeholder. In fact, Mark Benioff once said, the planet is a stakeholder. We can be very relieved to hear that. And issues around corporate governance, which is really this kind of preemptive, it's a protection against the exercise of democracy toward things like progressive taxation, antitrust enforcement, workplace regulations. It's the billionaires basically saying, hey, we've got this, we'll take care of this. And the pandemic provides the first big test of these new statements of stakeholder capitalism, most famously declared by the Business Roundtable, this Washington lobby that in the summer of 2019 declares, directly, Milton Friedmanism is dead. We got 181 CEOs who signed this pledge around stakeholder capitalism. They include Jeff Bezos, along with Benioff and Larry Fink. And then, Bezos adds to his wealth during the course of the pandemic by building out his e-commerce empire, while his employees left very much behind on earth, labor in his warehouses with no protective gear. I mean, no hand sanitizer, even, to say nothing of masks and gowns, while the managers are off-site, protected, and the rank and file still working. And when there's a labor uprising led by an African-American guy named Christian Smalls, who has spent basically his career, he's a guy from Newark, working in warehouses for mostly white managers, he's fired and is actually fired for violating quarantine, which is an incredible irony, given that he wants everyone to be quarantined until the plant can be deemed safe, but he wants paid sick leave, and Amazon doesn't offer paid sick leave because Bezos' company has lobbied aggressively over the years to avoid paid sick leave. Now, you ask about culpability. Like, this is not some sort of like puppeteer conspiracy I'm laying out. I'm talking about things that have happened gradually, almost to the point of being invisible, like climate change, where nobody really cares about a fraction of a millimeter increase in a waterway somewhere until there's a big storm and suddenly there's a flood. Well, we're in that flood now. That's the pandemic. I mean, we now see the consequences vividly, if we hadn't seen them before, of entrusting more of our healthcare systems to private equity magnates like Steve Schwartzman, to have our workplace standards set by people like Jeff Bezos, to have the flows of money dominated by people like Jamie Dimon. It's not that it's this conspiracy. It's that they've used their wealth to employ lobbyists the way, most of us hire people to clean our homes if we're fortunate enough to do that. Amazon alone has 100 lobbyists in Washington, D.C. They've written the tax code. They've found new boondoggles in the existing tax code. They have systematically pulled the levers of our democracies to transfer wealth from the bottom up, while telling us that that's actually good for everyone through the magic of, what I call the cosmic lie, trickle-down economics, something that has been borne out in history 0 times.